to stand on in terms of saying we are the alliance of choice?
Well, it would be very difficult for a NATO enthusiast, and I am one, to endorse what's happened in former Yugoslavia. But it's also a bum rap to attribute this exclusively to the Clinton administration, which has been a recent culprit. The real problem began in the Bush administration and the Baker State Department when we believed or convinced ourselves that we could let Yugoslavia fall into the lap of the European powers and let them handle it. Well, anyone that knows modern Europe, post-World War II Europe, knows that the critical ingredient in a successful NATO or in a successful collaboration in Yugoslavia or any place else in this world is American leadership. And it's still indispensable. If you look at the British, the French, the Germans, and other members of the so-called Directorate, they simply never converge on any issue, from the Union to national security issues. It's the American catalyst, the American leadership, that has successfully for 40 years brought them together into a concerted policy. Now, the Americans must listen more in this new world to their views and their concerns, but America must lead. We did not lead in Yugoslavia. As a matter of fact, we sent signals to the Goons in Belgrade that they could have carte blanche to suppress independence movements because we were preoccupied with Gorbachev and his solidarity when he was already a corpse in his own country. So the problems have been long in developing.
But how does NATO bridge there?
It's going to be solved through the barrel of a gun, and that's unfortunate, but it's nevertheless true. Now we've got to keep that gun. Now, if atrocities and genocide and ethnic cleansing were to continue, or the war were to expand, then NATO must, and the Western powers must, NATO being only a vehicle of those powers, that means the United States in a leadership role stand up and say, no more. This is casus belli, and we're going to take all the actions that are necessary, including actions against Belgrade. Now, we should have done that 2 years ago, and it wouldn't have been necessary to confront the crises we're confronting today, I believe. Now, if the Russians don't want to play that game, that's tough luck. Better we know now what their true ambitions and aspirations are than to delude ourselves about their joining a club that they may not want to join in the first place.
Oh, and finally, on the one hand, we've been talking